I'm back. Sorry, my friends were looking at me. But I am back. And I hope y'all are all doing well. And I'm going to be starting on number 3 in the Scholastic packet. So it's how do you make a dog out of chocolate? With this little like guy and the dog and the chocolate. I'm kind of interested because you know like Easter's coming up and we all eat the Easter eggs. I love them. But they're hollow in the middle. So I wonder if that has something to do with it. You know how like there's not chocolate in the middle? Like if you were to cut it open, it's completely hollow. So the chocolate printer. Ooh, it creates a chocolate printer. I'm gonna move my chair up. I'm outside on a porch. Because it's nice out. Go outside. The chocolate printer. Evan's teacher told him to make something that wasn't boring. He succeeded. Oh, that's exciting. What if so I'm right here. What if you could invent a machine that made chocolates in any shape you liked? Evan did. How did he dream it up? I don't know. How would you dream it up? If you could invent anything of any shape out of chocolate, what would you dream? I would probably dream of a cow. That's my favorite animal. I would definitely do a cow. I think that would be the best for me because that's my favorite animal. So I wonder how I would do that. Maybe he'll help me decide how to do that. Evan's idea. He got the idea for his machine in school. He was learning about engineering. In engineering, you build machines to do a job. So it told us right there what engineering was. It's something where you build a machine to be able to do a job. So like in car factories, there's engineers that help us make the parts for our cars. And there's engineers like with medical equipment, with like coronavirus and stuff like that. Like they have people like making machines to make more masks and like the respirators. They have people doing that and like humidifiers and stuff like that. Evan told his teacher that he wanted to build a 3D printer. Most printers print ink on paper, but 3D printers create plastic objects that you can hold in your hand. Evan's teacher said, "That's boring. Their classroom already had a 3D printer like that." Well, we don't have a 3D printer. I wonder what that would look like. I guess it looks like this right here. See it right there? I don't think that's boring at all. So Evan decided to make a machine that prints chocolate. Why chocolate? Evan says, growing up, my mom told me I had the smallest sweet tooth in the family, but I love how chocolate just lights everyone's eyes up. I love chocolate. I love any kind of sweet though. I love pie. I love cake. I love anything. Anything. It's so good. It's just so good. It took a lot of work, but Evan figured out how to make a machine that prints chocolate. Have you ever had something that like did that to you? Like it took so much work and you kept working on it and you feel so excited whenever you come up with the idea. You're like, oh my gosh, this was perfect. Like what a great idea. How it works. First, you put a solid chocolate bar in Evan's printer. The printer heats the chocolate melts and gets runny. It's not solid anymore. It's a liquid. Ooh, that's an interesting term, a liquid. So have y'all ever heard of like liquid, gas, and solids? So he's saying that the chocolate bar started out as a solid. So if this was our chocolate bar, this would be our solid. But eventually it started dripping and it had solids. So like if you have ice, you have a solid. But whenever it starts to melt, it has liquid because it becomes water. The machine squirts out the liquid. It makes the first layer of your chocolate candy. Then the machine cools that layer of the chocolate so it hardens. After that, the machine squirts out another layer. The machine builds the chocolate candy layer by layer. It can take hours. So what it's saying is, it's going step by step. So the first step was for him to put the chocolate bar in there and it melt. And once it melted, it started layering. So he had one layer, and then it built another layer. And then another layer, and another layer, until he got what he wanted out of the chocolate machine. Messing up is okay. Evan is trying to improve his machine so he can sell it to the bakers and chocolate shops. But making a machine that always works smoothly isn't easy. There's always a mistake that can happen, or something bad can happen, and you just have to fix it. You don't get too upset because you just have to fix it. You gotta keep thinking because you can always fix stuff. Things never work the way you want them to the first time, Evan says. Sometimes the chocolate gets super hot. Then it melts so much that it runs everywhere and makes a mess. We talked about a mess last week of the messy eater. Sometimes the machine gets clogged and the chocolate won't come out. That's okay. Evan says, you expect things to go wrong when you're an engineer. You just try something different. That was a really good, I'm going to reread that. That's okay, Evan says, you expect things to go wrong when you're an engineer. You just try something different. Have you ever painted something and you thought it was going to turn out like this, a beautiful art piece, and then you start realizing, well, maybe this isn't right, and you go back and you start like changing maybe a line or changing the color that you used, and then everything turns out okay. And it's not so bad. You can always eat your mistakes, especially when they're chocolate, right? And then down here it shows us how the printer works. So it shows us the printer, how it looked, how he built it, and then it says the so the solid chocolate will go in here, and the machine will heat it up. And the melted chocolate will start down here, and it slowly builds it up like a little dog. That's so cute. Oh, my goodness. This is a cute little thing, isn't it, y'all? We all love chocolate. States of matter. Oh, we just talked about that, y'all. Okay, I'm on the back page now. States of matter. So we said solid, liquid, and gas. So a solid, just like we said, is like ice. A liquid is water, and then gas is the spread out and fills the space around it. So it's like the steam. So like if you're boiling water for like macaroni and cheese, it's all that steam that's coming out. And then it has some questions that you'll answer right here with it. But that is the third one. That was a really good one, y'all. I hope y'all like that one. I kind of like that one. But I'm more excited about the water one that we're going to do next. But I will come back and I will do that one with y'all. And then I will post both of them. It was good to see y'all.